They're located here in the heart of downtown. And once upon a time, we think around the early 80s, late 70s, Albuquerque changed the way downtown works. And what we did is we built this flyover and we put a big fence along the rail yards and we literally cut downtown in two. We use terms now like East Downtown and Downtown, and those terms are only like 30 years old. There was no division between those two neighborhoods or communities in the past. And there are some things that have been created as a result of the fence behind us. We split this community in two, and even I'm old enough to remember the Wool Warehouse, going to concerts there. But this was the theater district. And of course, originally it was actually literally a Wool Warehouse, and it still in some ways is a theater district, but it's just not part of downtown or part of our community in a pedestrian accessible sense. And when you pair this with what's happening on the other side of the tracks, the development that's going on with all things Glorieta Station and everything that you see behind us and down here, whether it's restaurants or workspace, and even the mixed-use hotel that we funded that is going to be hopefully right in this neighborhood that's going to connect over to the convention center. We need pedestrian walkways also to reconnect downtown and like literally re-piece together our urban core in Albuquerque. So while this is a relatively small project, this is very, very symbolic. This is, us sort of knocking down that proverbial wall, reuniting communities, and setting the stage for a much more vibrant downtown. So today we're announcing the end of this fenced railroad crossing, in the beginning of this road being a road again. It's going to be a pedestrian crossing. It's also going to be a vehicle crossing, and it will be just as safe as all our other vehicle crossings that we have in downtown, like the one just right down the street at Lomas. But most importantly, people can bounce back and forth between the office buildings and the restaurants and the hotels and the theaters like they used to some 30, 40 years ago.
Frank Martinez was mentioned, and one of Frank's life's work has been the El Camino Real, and to celebrate El Camino Real and its history. And this is actually going to connect to that trail as well. So once it gets across Broadway, we're going to have an enhanced crossing on Broadway for pedestrians and cyclists, and they'll be able to, visitors from, of course, the convention center, which is right here. I think it opens up a whole new world for tourism, but also our sense of cultural pride in who we are in neighborhoods like Martinez Town and downtown.
I just want to give you a pedestrian example of connecting all these. Let's say you get off at the Rail Runner and you wanted to go to a theater over at one of our theaters there, and then you wanted to go eat across the street at Villa Miriam and get some coffee. Right now, you'd literally have to go up all the way to 3rd Street, over to 3rd Street. Then you'd try and go here, but you'd be blocked by a fence. So you'd walk back around on that bridge, but then you'd have to go all the way over to Broadway and then walk back down here. I mean, it's literally comical. It's like some sort of Pac-Man game you'd have to play to do that simple thing, which all of us would think would be easy downtown. You actually can't do that right now. And that's what this would free up as part of the Rail Trail project. So Kelly Ward from Friends of the Rail Trail.
The group of folks, business owners or property owners along this section of the rail that have really kicked into high gear to provide a private sector group to support the overall initiative of the cities, and that is to improve the cool factor in the city, right? So to create a pedestrian and bike walkway with a lot of amenities along the trail, along the rail, from, as the mayor said, from the rail yard all the way to Sawmill. And we're going to help with promoting that and raising funds for it, and hopefully at some point helping to provide the programming so that when people come down here and enjoy downtown in this kind of way, there's something really spectacular for them to do.
So let's just count from 3 backwards. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Do one more.
Okay, I'll try it one more. All right. 3, 2, 1.